Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of those things together. Guys, you know what would be really amazing? Having an attorney general that I had confidence in that would actually be a pro 2A voice who would get rid a lot of the executive overreaches, keep the ATF in check, maybe not kill us willy-nilly with search warrants. You know, that would be really great. But what we're about to walk through is the actual testimony from Pam Bondi, Trump's would-be attorney general that's going through confirmation right now. I'm going to be honest, we got close to some good stuff. I'm not feeling great. I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think in the comments field right down there. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because we are about pushing freedom on this channel, and I'd love to have you along the ride, because this freedom train is rolling. And this content is made possible by our sponsor, Aura. I'm going to say a quick word from them, and then we are going to jump right into the testimony, which I'm pretty sure you're going to be like, Today, I want to talk to you through our sponsor, Aura. Now, this is an identity theft solution, and I want to tell you an example that happened to me personally and my wife. Now, she bought gas like every one of us does on a daily basis and used her credit card. That number was skimmed and stolen, and we would not have known that some criminal shyster on the internet was using our individual number and money to buy incremental purchases at random places across the United States very subtly and sneakily. And that's where Aura comes in. There's a link in the description box below to get your free 2-week trial, but let me show you some of the benefits they're offering. They offer data broker opt-out. It will help remove your personal information from data brokers, and Aura will make sure that they cannot sell your information to identity thieves. It's got identity theft protection and monitors your credit file and your social security number. There's financial fraud protection. You can get alerted in minutes when your credit file has been compromised. I'm not leaving my family and those that I love vulnerable to these types of thieves, so neither do you. Go to aura.com/Langley. There's a link in the description box below and start your free 2-week trial to get in front of these shysters, and that's enough time to figure out if there's something going on with your profile. Link right in the description. All right, so this is coming right out of Washington, D.C. right now, guys, and I've got 2 clips for you. And the first thing that I want to set up is not a single Republican said a word about pushing her on her red flag law background in Florida, on the raising age of firearm purchasing in the state of Florida as the Attorney General of Florida. They left it to the Democrats. The Democrats brought everything up. They drove everything. The Republicans failed on this one in the Senate for confirmation of Pam Bondi. Flat out, they just failed. Now, I'm going to get to this first video. This is talking about red flag laws, and I'm going to stop it when we need to stop it because there's a lot of things we need to talk about. But here we go. This is a Democrat senator, of which the Republicans yielded the ground to around gun rights and gun control and red flag laws and raising the age. Listen to this.
In the wake of the Parkland shooting in 2018, you expressed support for certain gun control measures in Florida, including raising the minimum age for firearm purchases and implementing red flag laws, which I agree with. I support. They're proven to make a difference and to save lives.
They absolutely are not. They are an infringement upon multiple of our civil rights inside the Bill of Rights. This is absolutely an egregious affront to freedom and responsible humans everywhere. Anyway, of course you like it. You're a Democrat. But anyway, let's keep going, because she does have red flag law history and raising the age of firearm purchasing, both of which are unconstitutional, both of which are egregious, and we should not be encouraging it. Let's continue.
How would you use the position of Attorney General to advance these common sense gun safety policies on a national level?
First, Senator, let me say I am pro Second Amendment.
Oh, thank God. You said it. You're pro Second Amendment. I'm so glad you said that. But let's continue. Maybe you'll offer a little bit more, like other than just a statement, maybe something to support your position that you're a pro Second Amendment, or is it I'm pro Second Amendment, but maybe. All right.
I have always been pro Second Amendment. I will follow the laws of my state of Florida and our country, of course, regarding any gun laws.
I would certainly hope.
Okay, so hold on a second, because you're pro 2A and you're going to follow all the laws in the state of Florida. Well, the only problem with that is all the laws in the state of Florida, and I know because I live there, aren't exactly pro 2A. Yeah, we have constitutional carry, but you also have a licensure, excuse me, almost messed that up. We have an age of purchase, which is not 18, it's not 19, it's not 20, it's 21. You can own a gun in Florida, but you can't buy the gun in Florida because that makes sense. We're going to infringe on your rights on the point of purchase, not on the actual ownership of the firearm. Yes, that checks out totally. Then the other one of red flag laws. Okay, so red flag laws are the biggest threat to the Second Amendment in the current environment that we face, bar none, flat out. Outside of banning guns completely in the extreme examples, I'm talking about the stuff that is mainstream that they are pushing on the rhino level. That is the biggest threat that we have because it's a temptation to rhinos. Like, ooh, it makes so much sense for gun safety. I'm pro 2A, but red flag laws. All they do. So you're going to abide by those laws. Okay, are you going to put them nationally? Because we know that Trump has said in the past, take the guns first, ask questions later. Actually, it was rights later. Due process later, that's what it was. Right, guns first, due process later, which is completely inverted. So, not feeling great about that little statement. And also, are we going to get rid of the National Red Flag Law Center that Merrick Garland put into executive order? Because you have the ability to do that. Are you going to get rid of that? Or are you going to follow the state laws of Florida and keep that in? Another incredible affront to our rights. Asking for a friend. Let's continue.
So, but any specific ideas that you have on advancing the common sense gun safety proposals that you support as you were Attorney General? I gave you 2 examples, raising the minimum age for firearm purchases or implementing red flag laws. There's, I think, a growing national consensus on universal background checks.
No, there's not.
I would be glad to meet with you and review any legislation that you have, Senator.
Okay, no. You know how that meeting goes? I have a new bill of gun control I'd like you to look at. No. Well, that was easy. But no, we're going to open the door and we're going to flirt with common sense proposals, even though they're not common sense proposals. They're completely gun control, and they are absolutely not supported by a majority and consensus of the population. It's moving away from them in gun control, not towards them. So I'm really not loving that clip. And Republicans who didn't ask her a single pro 2A question and you just ceded the ground to the Democrats, are you stupid? Or do you just not care? Or are you Second Amendment but? You know, let's go over to another just paragon of genius, Cory Booker. This is an individual. Listen to what he says here. He just flat out lies and she doesn't say anything about it.
One of the most stunning hypocrisies I've found since I've been down here in Washington is every politician gives lip service to driving down gun violence. But the very federal authority, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm, that is primarily focused on enforcing America's gun laws and keeping people safe, is hamstrung by federal leaders. The ATF's core responsibility is assisting in local law enforcement. When I was a mayor, I detailed local law enforcement to the ATF, but I'm stunned at how they have been stripped of resources, of their budget, and all of their capabilities to go after illegal gun running. When I was mayor of the city of Newark, we couldn't find one gun crime that was done with a legally purchased gun.
Okay, so are you trying to make our point for us or what, Cory? Now, I'm not going to hit that. That's a very obvious one. I'm not going to touch that for a second. I want to focus on the other piece that he's talking about. He's going down the road that it's a just mouthpiece, and they never go after national, they don't ever go after the rights of citizens. Were you around for the last 4 years? How about Brian Malinowski? How about the guy they just raided his family at 4 a.m. in Maryland? How about all the different events that have happened at the hands of the ATF because they've made mistakes or just been careless and mistakes have happened? How about the egregious affronts to all of our rights that they came forward with all these rules they made up because they reinterpreted definitions? How about that for the last 4 years? And then the SCOTUS just backhands them over and over and over again like a bad child. I mean, I'm curious at what point the ATF has done all of these things. And then on top of that, the ATF is also responsible underneath Merrick Garland, who's the Attorney General for Biden, and Steve Dettelbach, the director of the ATF underneath Merrick Garland, defunded Project Thor, which was responsible for all the research into the gun running and the illegal movements of the gun trafficking space. Not a word, huh? Not a peep? Just going to keep on rolling. Okay.
But when I turned to the ATF leader at that time told me in private, we don't have the resources, support, or legal ability to go after these crimes. I am concerned about our ability to fight gun crime in America that threatens our law enforcement officers as well as people in communities from red counties to blue cities. Will you commit to doing everything you can to making sure the ATF has its resources and the legal power to pursue illegal gun runners in our country.
Senator, I will do everything in my power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. When I left being a state prosecutor to run for Attorney General, I almost didn't run because I was working on a wire case involving illegal gun runners.
Not feeling great. So here's the thing in a nutshell. And we got another whole day of her at a different point this week. We ceded the ground from the Republican perspective, and I'm talking about the we in the Senate, not me. I'm obviously not there. So we ceded the ground to let the Democrats completely frame the narrative on however they wanted to frame the narrative on gun control. And in this case, they talked about red flag laws, universal background checks, raising the age to purchase across the United States. Then Cory Booker gets up there and starts talking about how the ATF doesn't have the money and funding to do trafficking investigations when they actually killed the investigations themselves this year under Biden. Or actually last year under Biden. And now she's like, I will do everything in my power. Guys, I'm not feeling too good about how this confirmation hearing is going from a 2A stance, particularly when that's her weakest freaking area. And they come in here this week and the Republicans don't do anything? Excellent. And of course, I mean that sarcastically. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Send this one out and I'll see you on the next one.